New tonight out of Holyoke, we've learned a 17-year-old was taken into custody last Thursday in connection with a double shooting after a traffic stop in Vermont. March 6th, Holyoke police responded to Pine Street after reports of that shooting. Two men were found with non-life-threatening gunshot wounds, but one did suffer serious injuries. Two warrants were later issued, and the teen was arrested in Vermont last week on those warrants. He faces several assault and battery, larceny, and firearm charges.